Gearheads know that some projects need so many parts, it feels like you need a whole storage unit just to store them. That's what eBay Motors' 122 million parts are for. Think of it as your virtual parts garage. They've always got the right fitment at the right prices. Use the eBay Motors app or visit ebaymotors.com. Let's ride.
You've been putting back a few, and a few becomes a few too many. For a moment, you think of calling for a ride, but nah, you live nearby. What's the worst that could happen? You get pulled over, your insurance goes up, you lose your license, you total your car, you kill someone. The results of driving drunk are tragic. That's why law enforcement is out there looking for impaired drivers to save lives. So if you think you're okay to drive after a few drinks, think again. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Hi.
Hey guys.
It's fucking Christmas.
Well, that's cheerful.
It is. Okay, this is the most un-Christmassy Christmas I've ever had, though.
Really?
Let's be honest. Like, doesn't feel like Christmas. Feel like it's like seasonal depression just constantly. The only thing pulling me through is the fact that in April, WrestleCon's happening.
Right.
And you know what? Also, the fact that like they're like, there's a new variant, and it feels like March 2020 again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm having a little bit of PTSD from that because now it's like, bitch, this is happening
I wasn't gonna
all
say
over again. Literally, I watched the news. I'm like, if it's 5 fucking years, I'm going to fucking be pissed. Like, I'm gonna be pissed.
they shut down Broadway again.
Girl, if it's 5 fucking years, I'm not gonna be pleasant on this show. On our episodes are gonna be very what's the word I'm looking for? Bitter,
NC-17.
angry. I'm gonna have to go. Oh my god. Okay, totally off topic, but I found one of those anger rooms. So next time Jen is in town, we're going.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah. I know. I saw it and I was like, oh, ooh, that could be a good time.
Mm-hmm.
That could be a really good time. Anyway, so I'm gonna have to go to the room at least 3 times if it's 5 fucking years. Yeah. We're gonna have a problem. We're gonna have a big fucking problem. Uh-huh. And knowing my luck, we'll have some cryptic activity right after it. And I'll be like, are you fucking kidding me? Also, like, Backstreet Boys is in June. So, like, I kind of, like, don't want Backstreet Boys to be canceled.
Right.
So,
it's a little farther away.
Still, you never know at this point. Feels like March 2020 again, and I'm getting very nervous, okay? Girl.
I know, it already crossed my mind, but I was like, I'm
glad it crossed both of our minds. Yeah. But nobody's saying anything about it because everybody's treading very lightly right now.
But it is
like,
Texas. And Texas don't care. Yeah.
Texas don't give a fuck. But like, what if he's like, oh no, I can't go.
What if Russell Khan, well, maybe not him, but just Russell Khan in general is like, no.
And then I'd be like, what? Excuse me? You just hear, excuse me, sir? What?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think because they were wanting to go in Tampa still. So I don't know. I think they would fucking go.
I hope so.
I think so. But like at the same time, I'm like, please pray to whatever deity you pray to that this does not happen. But you know what? It would happen to me, wouldn't it? That would be my luck.
Yeah. Mine too, though.
Partially, I do think you jinxed it because you're like, oh my God, it can't be 5 years. It can't be. And I'm like, the other day when I watched the news, I was like, it can't be 5 years. It can't be. Yeah, thanks. Thanks a lot. Here we are, like, oh God.
Oh man.
Oh God. So again, think positive thoughts. Pray to whatever deity you pray to that it's not 5 years, or else I'm going to be not a nice person to be around.
Oh man.
It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. Like, so you're telling me that it's 5 years and I still can't leave this fucking state that I've been in 2? This is the longest I've been at home in a long time. So you know what that means? We need to get out. I need to leave. Like, I need to leave. There's too much. I can't do this. Anyway, again, positive thoughts because can't have it be that long. But another talking about him, Wyndham Bray, whatever the fuck he is now, because now we're not sure what he is.
Who he is.
Well, I think I know who, but what name he is using. Also, the legality of how he signed Bray Wyatt on things and said, let me in. Either he bought it himself, which, hey, that's great, you know? Because Bray Wyatt's not his given name, obviously. So, like, if he bought it, like, good for him. But, like, I hope he bought it, or else there's gonna be some lawsuits. And now, if it's not 5 years, I don't know what to call him. What do I call you?
He may have a new name by then.
Yeah, he could have like another name. Like, fuck, how many names are we doing here? Do you know? I don't know. Like, what the fuck do I call you? Like, Mojo was easy. He's just Mojo. Just Mojo, no last name. He's just Mojo. That was easy. Adam, formerly known as Braun, easy. Eric Redbeard, he was Eric Rowan, easy. What the fuck are you? Do you need to wear a name badge to tell us what your name is? Because I'm confused, and I'm not usually confused about this stuff, and it's very weird.
I just go with his real name.
I'd be like, what do I call you? Like, fuck.
His government name.
Do I go by your government name now? Because it feels a little weird. It's I've already gotten used to it, and now we're going back. Come on. Even his brother is Taylor. He's Taylor. At least we could call him his government name. What do we call you? Is it going to be like a mix? Like, is he going to mix it up?
Can I call him Wendy?
No.
Wendy? Oh, come on.
No, because that's what they used to call Undertaker. Like, it's a joke.
I like it.
Because he looked like the Wendy from Wendy's. With like with the red hair. That's a Paul Bearer joke, actually. He'd be like, hey, Wendy, get in the car. Because he looked like the Wendy's girl. Because he had that red hair.
Well, that's not why I'm calling that. I'm calling him Wendy
I
by
don't
his
know.
name.
Do I, like, what are we doing? Like, what do I call you? Do I just call you the guy with the lantern? Because, like, my mom would get a kick out of that one.
That's true.
She would get a kick out of that. So, I mean, everybody else has been very straightforward. You, we don't know. And we don't know where you're going or what you're doing or what your name is. Are you just going to be like an
Hear that? Is that America cheering or a sausage patty sizzling to perfection? It's time to cheer for Egg McMuffin and fresh cracked eggs at McDonald's. It's time to wake up to the aroma of freshly baked biscuits and treat yourself to a real honest-to-goodness morning meal. Breakfast, it's on at McDonald's. Now get any breakfast sandwich for just $2. Available only through the app. Mobile order and pay available at participating McDonald's. McD app download and registration required.
It takes a lot of ingredients to fix or build a car, like cooking, but without the frozen dinner easy way out. eBay Motors has 122 million parts. It's always the right fitment, so you can follow any recipe to a T. Whether it's a vintage Italian coupe that's classic like grandma's meatballs or a German luxury car that's as complicated as Oma's rouladen, to cook up something great in the garage, use the eBay Motors app or visit ebaymotors.com. Let's ride.
Enigma now? Like, you're like the Riddler, you're just a question mark? Which the question mark was in the NWA, so you can't even be the question mark. So, I don't know what to call you. Hell, Harper was easy too. We just call him Brody Lee again. Sir, what do we call you? We'll call you better not be 5 fucking years. That's what we'll call you.
That's right.
That's right. So, we were right last week. I think I'm maybe a psychic. Brody Lee signed with AEW. Because you know how I was like, hey, isn't it being funny? Everybody thinks it's Wyndham and then it's Brody Lee. Well, it happened. So.
And he's going to get buried.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the shine's going to wear off in like 2 months. Maybe less. I mean, just saying. And then we also, I mean, I think everybody knew this was gonna happen. Kyle O'Reilly's in AEW.
It just kills me that it's like, oh, we're so excited that the exact same thing that was in WWE is now in AEW, and it's so great. But it was in WWE.
Watch, they'll call them UE.
Yeah, but that's true. But when it was in WWE, they didn't care. They didn't want to know about it. It was
no, because they're like, ew, that idea is so stupid. And then they're like, oh, you're coming. We love that idea.
Yep.
Oh my god. Yeah.
They don't have an original thought.
No.
I read that in a tweet earlier today. They do not have an original thought.
Not a single. That's gonna. Okay, guys, we're gonna go more into it in our rant because our rants are probably gonna be very heated this year because we're going on year 2 of madness. So, but yeah. It's gonna be interesting to see if they can ever come up with an original idea. I mean, really. And even then, like any idea that is original, I don't think they're the ones coming up with it. I kind of think it's just the wrestler coming up with it and then they take credit for it. You know? They're like, oh my god, we're such good bookers, even though like MJF's like, I want to do this, and they're like, yeah, do it. And they're like, oh my god, we're so good at booking. It just like writes itself. My name's Cody Rhodes and I got a neck tattoo. Yeah, I'm gonna be a Republican senator with a neck tattoo. Am I right?
Sounds right to me.
Sounds right. Yeah, I don't. But yeah, I guess they're gonna be Red Dragon again.
No, they're gonna be. Adam was in the ring with them. They're gonna be.
Oh yeah, UE. That's right. Too bad. Bobby,
what's a synonym for undisputed?
Winning.
Let's just see.
Yeah,
synonyms for undisputed. They'll come up with something.
They'll do what we're doing right now.
Yep. Go to the Google.
How about not original idea?
Indisputed?
Indisputed? I mean, it'd be funny. Undoubted.
Ah, there you go.
Uncontested.
There you go.
Not in question error. Let's see.
Unambiguous. Unambiguous era.
Unambiguous. That is definitely
indisputable. There is indisputable.
Hey, irrefutable.
There you go.
Unmistakable.
There you go.
Unequivocal.
Undeniable. That's a good one.
Not in doubt error.
Irrefutable.
I like not in doubt. Not in doubt era. They'd be like, it's not even the same initials, guys. God, we didn't steal anything. It's not in doubt. Oh, honey, we didn't steal anything.
It's just crazy to me.
Like, what's next? What else are you gonna steal?
Ubiquitous.
What are you gonna steal next? You know what? I bet you when they finally bring Marty back, because you know what's gonna happen, they're gonna have Villain Enterprises again. I don't know. Nobody wants to think it's gonna happen, but I feel like it's gonna happen. I mean, if they got Jay Lethal in there, and Jay Lethal like fucking has an active lawsuit for, you know, being a predator, allegedly, for entertainment purposes, then like they're gonna be like, oh my god, it's fine. Everybody loves Jay Lethal. We'll just sign Marty. He's our buddy. He would never, even though he admitted, but he would never. Is that about right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what I thought. Anyway. You know, we're going to go more into our ranting later about that thing, that place, that disgusting cesspool. Anyway, Baron Corbin was on Out of Character with Ryan Satin. And we got confirmation that his dirty shirt was the same shirt the whole time. Yeah. And he had to wash it once because he got blood on it. Which, how did he get blood on it? I'm confused about that one. Also, he had to go to private schools for his child, looking like a sad Baron.
That's terrible.
And Vince called him at 2:00 in the morning and was like, hey, pal, don't cut your hair. Oh. Yeah. Oh, Triple H is trending. Why is he trending? Oh, yeah. Triple H is probably heartbroken about everything he's built turning into, you know, shit. Right?
Poor Triple H.
I know. The guy has a heart attack. And look what happens. Everything goes to shit. Who watches NXT anymore? I don't even watch NXT anymore, even though AJ Styles was on yesterday. Who watches it? It feels like it's like not, I feel like when I watch it, it's not for me. Oh my god, somebody just said on Twitter, what if their music says shock the system in it?
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ew. Yeah, no thank you. I'm good. I don't need that shit in my life. But yeah, poor Triple H. I mean, the poor guy. He's having everything stolen from him and he won't leave because, you know, his wife's fucking dad is the fucking his boss. So even then, he ain't even gonna get the company. He's, you know, he's gonna give it somebody else or sell it. So, like, what's the point sticking around? I don't get it. I don't get it. Anyway, so day 1 is coming up.
I think it's gonna be pretty good.
And we like, okay, didn't just realize it, but it's in Atlanta.
No, I realize it, but I was like, is it sad that I've never even had any inclination to go?
Yeah, she doesn't really want to go. And then I was going to, but then like Wyndham / Bray / whatever the fuck his name is said, oh, bitch, WrestleCon. And I was like, sorry, Jen, I'm not coming to Atlanta for New Year's. I love you, but
priorities.
It's been 4 fucking years. I've seen you. I haven't seen that. So yeah. And she fully understands this, guys. I'm not being a jerk. She's 100% behind this decision.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, she's totally behind this decision. She wants video of like the moment anyways. so that's coming up. But I don't think they're going to do anything too shocking. I don't think Roman's gonna lose.
No.
Mm.
I don't think Brock's gonna lose either. Probably like
count out.
Heyman will do something. Who knows?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think it's gonna be Brock and Roman at Mania again. So I'm glad I'm not probably going to WrestleMania. Glad that's not happening. Guys, we left the last time it was Brock and Roman in eventing. We left and we're like a bar on Bourbon Street was like showing the WrestleMania, and we were really like getting drunk while we watched it.
Well, we were freezing. It was cold. I remember. It was
freezing cold.
Mm-hmm.
And then we saw Mojo. So then, like, you know, and then the rest of the night it was a blur. It really was, though.
No, I remembered it. It was just a long night.
It was a very long night.
Mm-hmm.
We probably should have went home earlier. But oh well. Yeah. It was something. But yeah, I don't think much is changing. I don't even think Kevin's gonna win either. I mean, I'd be shocked if Kevin won.
It's possible.
I mean, it is.
I don't think I'd be shocked. I mean,
they are paying him a lot of money.
Yeah. Do I think it's likely? Happen? No, but I don't think I would be shocked.
Yeah. I just don't think a lot's going to change. I don't think Liv's going to win. They're going to keep that shit going. I just don't think stuff is going to change. Okay, maybe I'm pessimistic and I'm just like nothing will change. They need to change something though, because the Raw ratings are at a record low now. Even with the Miz back, which I think that would be the only thing I would be interested in from Raw, because the Becky and Liv thing is just getting so played out.
It's not going well.
My thing is, this is my thing. Like, you could have done this so much better.
I don't know. I feel like I don't think Liv is ready for this kind of a front and center storyline. She's just not that good on the mic yet. And she's going up against Becky. And it's like,
well, yeah. And plus, like, Becky's character is like insufferable now.
Well, that too. But I'm just
like,
saying,
people
at least
still
she knows how
want
to talk.
But like, people still want to cheer her, but she's like downright insufferable, but not in like the Baron Corbin way where you're like, God, he's so good, but he's such an asshole. Like, Becky, you're just like, we know this isn't you. We know you're not having fun doing this.
You're a caricature of yourself.
You're a caricature of yourself. Like Baron, like if Baron turned face, we'd be like, what the fuck? Like, who is this guy? But like
she's trying to be as outrageous as Seth is, but somehow, even though I don't like Seth, somehow it works for Seth.
Seth pulls it off.
Yeah, it doesn't work for her.
It's because Becky's not insufferable and Seth is.
Maybe.
That's the problem. The problem is people like Becky and they know who Becky is and what Becky stands for, and they're like, bitch, this isn't you. Seth, they're like, you're a slimy piece of shit, and you're being a slimy piece of shit. Like,
he says he's playing the Joker. Did you read that quote?
Yeah. I think he's just I mean, there was one person playing the Joker, but he got fired, so you know. I don't know. I don't know who I'm talking about. You know,
it's
hold on, wait.
He said
the man who's on my shirt is who I'm talking about.
Yeah. If the Joker were a narcissist, well, first of all, the Joker is a narcissist, but
he is.
If the Joker were a narcissist going through a midlife crisis,
isn't he already though? Also, like, yeah, but I feel like Seth doesn't pull off psychotic enough.
No.
His outfits are psychotic, but that's about it. So like I feel like he doesn't pull off the whole like psycho enough, but like um yeah. And even then, like Seth is good at what he does. I'll give him that. But Becky is just not, she's just not. I mean, there's other ways you could do this. And you know, I mean, unfortunately, I think Liv would probably be the better heel. Do they have it like backwards? I don't know, because like they had a video where like Liv attacked Becky while she was training, and I'm like, but if you are like a white meat baby face, you wouldn't do that, you know? So I'm kind of like, do they realize now that like nobody's like, they only, Becky's thing is like she comes out, there's like a loud ass fucking pop, everybody wants to see her, everybody's cheering, everybody's happy to see Becky, and then she says something stupid and boos, but then they cheer her again. It's like they can't hate Becky.
Right.
So like part of me wonders, is it like a situation where maybe Liv should be the heel? But then again, the fans are behind Liv, so they've kind of booked themselves in a corner because like everybody wants Liv to win, which I like Liv. I think she's good, but like,
I don't know. Liv is somebody that when I feel like she's not trying, I like her. But then when she gets up there and she starts talking, she starts trying too hard.
she needs to be herself.
I'm just like, oh my God, please be quiet. Like,
she's almost like, she kind of needs to be like Daniel Bryan and just be herself.
yeah, she's just trying too hard.
She's trying way too hard. But part of me wonders, is this like them pushing her to try this hard, but like she really doesn't have to, and people like her for her. But
right.
like Vince doesn't get that. Vince doesn't get a lot of things.
Like, I'm not like her number one fan or anything, but I enjoy her a lot more when she's not trying so hard.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with Liv. I like her. I'd say, you know what? Currently wrestling, I'd say she's probably in my top 10 women that I like. Like, she's not number one, but she's like in the top 10. You know, I don't hate her.
The men love her.
The men love her. Every man loves her. The guys and the lady gays love her. But like I think she's cool. That's my thing though, is I think she's cool being herself.
Right.
Like
if she got out there and talked about her farm with all her animals. And
I know. And her maybe boyfriend who has a cooking channel on YouTube.
And like, you know, she likes to cosplay and stuff. She could still do that. But just like not...
she's like, I want to hear about her bath stuff. Like, I want to hear about that. Like, tell me about that. I'd love to hear. Like, it's a little overpriced, but I'd love to hear like the details. I'd love to hear things about you. But like, and she was like, when she was in the Riot Squad, I liked her too, because she was like herself. But apparently that wasn't good enough. Or maybe it was, because she's the only one left. But yeah, so I don't know. Maybe it's
I don't know what they're trying to make her to be. I don't know what the goal is.
I think this is a situation of, you know how Vince is always like tries to stick it to the fans, like, oh, you wanted this to happen and it sucks and it's your fault because you wanted it to happen. Kind of feel like it's one of those situations where it's like,
like, what is her character supposed to be at this point? I don't understand, because they had that whole thing with Becky on Monday where it was like she was wanting to like fight her and all this stuff, and I'm just like, this is like, Liv is supposed to be like this girly girl, cute girl that, you know, yeah, she's kind of scrappy, but she's not some tough bitch that's like, gonna go fight in some underground gym.
She's like the fucking drunk bitch at the bar on a Saturday night. Like, she'll scrap, but like
the popular girl. She's like the popular girl.
Yeah, she's like that girl who's like popular without trying to be popular, just because she's like a nice person. And like, but you know, like if this bitch had like 5 shots of whiskey, she'd be like fucking fighting everybody at the bar. But like Vince doesn't put it across that way. But I don't know. I kind of feel like this is one of his like fuck you storylines of like, oh, you guys wanted it. Kind of like Kofi. It's like, oh, you guys wanted him to win. He had to lose eventually to Brock. Oh, Vince. Stupid. He is. Oh, okay. Let's talk enough about Liv. Let's talk about fucking Vince on TV with Austin Theory. One,
Obviously, Austin's his new golden boy. Obviously,
it is. Sorry, Roman, you've been replaced. Oh, sorry, Roman.
He's your understudy, Roman.
He's your spot. Listen, tribal chief, your spot's in danger. But like, let's talk about what he said, shall we? Vince says he likes firing people right around the holidays. First off, you didn't need to tell us. We get it. You get off on it. We totally get it. You get off on fucking firing people. But secondly, like, it's not funny anymore. Like, back in like the 2000s, everybody was like, oh, he said he likes firing people. And now that he's fired like 90
When did he
people.
say? When did he like? To who did he say that to?
To Austin Theory.
Oh, I didn't watch the segments. I didn't hear.
Yeah. Let me look up the exact quote here because I literally looked and I was just like, oh, he said, I enjoy firing people. I especially enjoy firing people just before the holidays. It gives me a warm feeling in my stomach, like I recently just had a good meal. And that's because Austin Theory asked for a rematch against Finn Balor. And I believe he lost. But anyway, yeah, Vince says he likes to fire people right before the holidays. And everybody's like, he really doesn't give zero fucks anymore, does he? Like, sir, you're a senile old bag on the fucking TV talking about how you like to fire people. Like, maybe, maybe I'd be okay with this. Okay, I wouldn't be okay with it because everybody we liked got fired. So I don't know, Jet. I mean, all we have left is Baron and Finn, like, on our list. Baron and Finn. That's it. And AJ. We got AJ. That's it. So like maybe if like all of our people that we really liked didn't get fired, we would be like, oh ha ha ha. No, I'm kind of like, sir, first off, fuck you. Second off, that kind of, you know what though? It kind of, you're like, oh, budget cuts. I think you just get off on firing people. Like that's what he gets his rocks off on, firing people.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a control thing, which I get. Like I get control things, but still. What the fuck? You don't have to fire Wyndham. What did he do? He only made you money. Fucking old bag.
Well, supposedly he said he was trouble backstage. Right? And
I think after the amount of time he had to deal with that bullshit, you'd be trouble too. You'd be like, listen, I quit. This is not. I just, you know what? I'd walk around and be like, fuck you.
Like
I'd be trying.
Be like that sound on TikTok from Justin Bieber. Immediately no. Immediately no.
Immediately no.
I've seen what I needed to see.
They'd be like, okay, we have an idea for your character. We want you to catch on fire. And you're like, immediately no. No. I'd be the sound from Half Baked. I'd be like, fuck you. Fuck you. You're cool. Fuck you. I'm out. I'm done. Yeah. I wonder why Wyndham was such a pain in the ass backstage. I don't know. Maybe he had to hold Alexa's hand every day because she doesn't know what the fuck she's doing.
Speaking of, when is she gonna grace our screens again?
I don't care. I didn't even know she was gone. How bad is that? I was like, I don't know where this bitch was. Who? What? This bitch? No, we don't know her. She doesn't go here. Yeah, I don't know. And I don't really care. Fuck that bitch. Anyway, that's in my rant too, don't worry. So GCW had their show. And it was really good. Oh god, sorry guys. And then Ring of Honor. Jeez. Impact had their throwback show and that shit was hilarious. Gallows was Sex Ferguson. We love that. And he wasn't with Carl. Carl. I kind of liked it. No offense to Carl, but the entertainment's really Gallows. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Carl's kind of in a pissy mood lately.
He's got a lot going on.
He's kind of in a pissy mood. So, you know. Anyway, but that happened. It was actually really good. It was nice to watch wrestling without like taking it so seriously.
Mm-hmm.
But like, of course, you had all those like AEW people and stuff being like, "This isn't wrestling. That is a comedy. Comedy's not wrestling."
Well, comedy by itself is not wrestling.
No. Like, first off, I believe they were going for the comedic factor on this. So like that was the premise of the show. Like, this wasn't a serious wrestling program. This is the literal premise of this is it's 1985. So just gonna say it now. I don't think they were like, hey, let's go put on some 5-star matches. Like, it's a parody of how ridiculous wrestling actually is, guys. Like, you have to be smart enough to realize it's a parody.
That's
or just
true.
like not ignorant. Yeah, like it's a parody, y'all. It's like talking shop. Like, you got to realize it's a parody here. Like, that's the key to the situation. Like the people who watch Talking Shop Mania to like watch a wrestling show. Like, no, just no. Just no. Just don't do it. You're not gonna like what you see if you don't go into it thinking like this is gonna be the most absurd thing I've ever watched in my life. And it delivered. It delivered. And Heath was Pelvis Wesley again.
Oh, I found what I was talking about.
Oh, she found it. She found it, y'all.
Yeah, immediately no. Like instantly, I was like, yeah, no. That was my thought. But I love you, and your values stay the same. You're still valuable. But that dance right there does not add value to anything. I didn't even say enough of it. I'm telling you right now, I seen what I needed to see. Because I don't care. No, that's not.
I feel like that's me. Sometimes I'm like, I've seen what I needed to see. Thank you. Like, if I ever try to watch Raw, I'm like, I've seen enough. Thank you. Thank you. I've seen enough of that. But anyway, I definitely watched the Throwback Throwdown. It was actually really good. I enjoyed it. It was nice to like watch wrestling without having to take it so seriously. Like, and not have that's the thing with Impact is the nights that Impact are on, nobody's like arguing. Like, everybody's like real chill about it. And they're like just talking about what's happening. It's like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Everybody's up in arms and they're like, oh my God. AEW, WWE ratings, blah, blah, blah. And then like Thursday happens. And it's like, oh, let's just talk about what's on the TV. Like, nobody's out here trying to cause drama. Nobody's out here for clout. We're just talking about the TV. You know? That's why we kind of like Impact more in this house from now on, because it's the fans aren't insufferable. Which definitely helps. Ooh, there's drama going on. Oh my god. So, okay, I actually agree. This is actually fucked up. So some guys, this is AEW fans for you. Some guy at who was in one of the first 5 rows at their taping.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Had a transphobic sign for Nyla Rose.
Shocking.
I'm so shocked that AEW fans would be
Judgmental.
like that. Judgmental. I wonder where they got it from. Oh, and transphobic? I thought they were very woke, though, right?
I thought they were very original in their
They're
thought
so
processes.
original. They're so woke and original, guys. Oh my god. Like, fuck that guy. First of all, fuck that guy. Like, we do not like AEW, but like, you don't fucking do that shit. Like, fuck you. You should be banned from all wrestling shows because you're.
They kicked him out.
They're not very. Hey, she saw the sign. She saw the fucking sign.
He must have snuck it in because it was really narrow. Like, it wasn't tall. So I bet he had it folded up and had it snuck in. Like, I bet he didn't just walk in with it.
Checking the signs.
He may have had it stuck in his sweatshirt. You don't know.
He's stuck down his pants. He's like, I got
He
nothing.
might have. I mean, he knew.
And he's like, I just have a big dick. I don't know what you're talking about.
He'll be like, yeah, no, sorry. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
sir.
Not at this show. Not at this show.
This is an AEW show. And you have like a bowl haircut. So
Immediately no.
Sir, you're lying. Don't lie to me and then lie to yourself. Like, no.
Immediately no. Immediately no.
Immediately no. Like, we know that's not true, sir. So either it's a bomb or what does the sign say? Because either way, I'm calling the police. That's probably what he said, and the security guard's like, well, checks out.
Like, yeah. Probably the person checking the
Yeah,
sign with AEW. Say like big dick energy.
It's that sign that says men are stupid and I don't respect them. They're like, he's like, I just got a big dick. Good for you. Yeah, go right on in. Any woman would be like, sir, you're lying. You are lying. You are not Matt Riddle. You're not Matt Riddle. What, sir? Sir.
Not at this show.
Sir, we're kicking you out because you're a fucking liar. Listen. You're a liar. You're not Matt Riddle, so we know that's not a dick. So, what's in your pants? And I don't want to see a dick. So, yeah. You know what? At that point, I wouldn't even ask. Like, security, this gentleman has been kicked out because he's a bullshit liar. But yeah, like, either that or the security guard was like, yeah, you're right. Sorry, that hurt. That was uncomfortable. But like, seriously, how?
I don't know. That sounds like a good segue into our rant.
Oh, yes. It does, doesn't it? All right, guys. At this moment, you'll hear Christmas music of some sort that I have yet to find. But it is Christmas. And as usual, annually, we sit and talk shit about everything. Because if you can't talk shit at Christmas time, when can you talk shit?
The last 30 minutes has been talking shit.
But like, this is like a year in review talking shit. We can talk about anything from the past year, including the 80 wrestlers who were fired. Yeah. Or, yeah, we can talk about whatever, guys, because it's the year in review. So if you hear stuff from like January or February, remember, it's a year in review. Do you have a topic?
I'm not even gonna say. Well, what we were talking about before we started recording. It's not even really a topic per se. It's just I feel like this is the year, even partly last year, but this year for sure that I have just. What was the word you used? Disenchanted. I have become disenchanted with wrestling. Like I've gotten to the point where I just don't care. Like I care about the wrestlers that I like, but I care about like the personal lives and like,
Oh yeah,
you know,
it's like the drama is like so much better than what anybody could write.
right. Like, I still care about the people, but
You're getting sick of the companies.
I'm sick of this, the ridiculousness of some of it. I'm sick of the fans, completely sick of the fans, and just bullshit and people trying to become famous because they watch wrestling. I don't understand that. Like, I get we have a podcast. I get some people could say, "Oh, that's what you want to be." No, obviously not. I mean,
we are not delusional.
no. But, and like, I get that, like, oh, a lot of people start podcasts. I mean, it's fun. I think we do it just to have fun for us more so than anything else. And if you like to listen to it, that's fine. But, like, I just don't understand why people that are fans all of a sudden just think that makes them a celebrity because they're a fan.
Well, the difference is, though, these people aren't going the podcast route. They're going, like,
some are, but...
I mean, not really. The ones that stick out to me...
The obnoxious ones.
The obnoxious ones that, like, stick out that I know... And y'all probably have in your mind who the fuck we're talking about. We're not going to say who, because that's the reason our other episode didn't come up. Is because we said way too many identifying things. But there's people out there who, A, want fucking clout to be like, oh my god, fucking Chris Jericho tweeted about me, or oh my god, fucking Bianca Belair tweeted about me. And that's fucking stupid. Second, it's the people who are like, literally, like their entire life hinges on like being on Twitter all day long.
That plus now they have that thing where you can tip people on their Twitter.
Yeah.
And like a lot of us are doing that. I'm like, tip you for what?
Like, what? I don't.
For tweeting? I don't understand.
Nice. Like, if y'all want to give us money, cool. But like, I feel like our situation's a little different. Like, if we started a Patreon or something, we are actually like putting out like.
Well, some of them are too.
Content.
I don't know if it's because they post like pictures or because they like watch episode like the shows and like write their comments. Like that's what you're getting tipped for. I don't understand. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about though, because like some of the people who have that, I'm like, why? Like, there's one person I know who's an actual journalist, which, you know, I'm like, how the fuck does that happen? Because I'd like to do that. But she's an actual, like, she's on, like, the PWI board and shit. Like, which I think the PWI lists are fucked up, but, you know, good for her. But, like, she's a actual physical journalist who's putting out actual content and actually writing articles and shit. And she has that, and I'm like, okay, well, I understand that. Like, that I can understand it. She doesn't post it all the time. Like, you know, she'll just be like, oh, you know, buy me a coffee or whatever. But it's the people who are like, sit on Twitter all day long and then live tweet whatever AEW show is, because a lot of the times it is AEW. Let's be honest. I could name a lot more in the AEW fandom than I could in the others. I'm going to say others because it's not exclusive to just WWE. But, you know, you don't see anybody with, like, an Impact fan doing that. Like, you don't see GCW fans doing that. You don't... New Japan fans? That's later on in our rant about New Japan. But it seems like mostly AEW fans. And it's almost like the cult mentality. They're preying on other AEW fans when they also are in the same cult. Definitely a cult mentality. Definitely. Like, and if you want to give them money, that's fine. Like, I don't give a fuck what you do with your money, but like, it's weird. I agree.
I will say this though, girls that, I don't know if there's any guys, but girls that have started OnlyFans that legit have an OnlyFans like that actually show stuff.
Yeah,
I think that's great.
Oh yeah,
you want to profit off of these dudes?
Oh yeah, like fuck,
like go for it. That is
fine.
If
if I wasn't worried about people I actually know, like finding out, I'd totally do it. But
I mean, that to me makes sense. That is a smart bitch, because like,
or like
these guys who, and let's face it, not all wrestling guys, but a lot of wrestling guys are single guys and
never
or don't have that much experience are kind of awkward. Hey, I'm awkward. I can say that. Kind of awkward.
Well, yeah, but I feel like we're not awkward in the same way.
A lot of wrestling fans are awkward, and I'm awkward in some ways. Not in this way, but in some ways. But like, to me, that makes sense. Like, if to be smart enough to do that, that makes sense. So I'm not saying that everybody that's making money off of this that it's stupid, because that to me makes sense.
Yeah,
You're providing something. You're providing whatever kind of pictures you're providing, videos, whatever. So it's not like you're doing nothing to get this money.
yeah, it's not like
you're getting your audience out of having been on the platform. I get that. That makes sense to me. That's smart to me. I'm not knocking that.
And my thing is, and it would be like a situation where if we did this show on OnlyFans,
Yeah.
like it wouldn't, like we wouldn't, for one. Like, it's not like we're over here in like bra and panties being like wrestling. No, like I look like a fucking.
Hey, if I looked better, I'd do it.
I mean, shit, yeah. But no, like we're not doing that.
No.
So like, I feel like there's a difference between like, hey, I'm gonna have a wrestling podcast. Listen if you want, whatever. And like, I'm going to sit on OnlyFans and talk about me watching AEW every week.
Right.
That's very strange.
Yeah. If you want to do that, get a Patreon. Like,
Patreon. Like,
yeah. I feel like it's bad. It's just like the people that had like Bella Thorne and all those people that like screwed up OnlyFans. Like, oh, everybody obviously thinks that, and I don't know about Scarlett. Because I know Scarlett joined OnlyFans. I don't know if
I think she does. I haven't heard, but I think the rumor was she would be doing like topless, but not bottomless. Which, okay, or like lingerie. So like, yeah.
I mean, that makes more sense. But like,
Yeah,
if you're not naked on there, then you don't need to be on there.
Or like at least in lingerie. Like,
Yeah. But like Scarlett, they'll post lingerie on Instagram. So
Yeah.
either
So, like,
she would
you'd
have to
expect
cut
that.
off posting that on Instagram and only do that.
or
on,
she'll have other stuff.
like
which-
skimpier stuff.
Or like maybe request, like the guy's like, I want you to wear this,
Right.
the lace bodysuit or something. I don't know.
Right.
Like I don't know what her OnlyFans looks like because I'm not gonna subscribe to find out. But like, and good for her. Like, fuck, go get the bag, girl. Do it. But like, my thing is, there's a lot of wrestlers who have OnlyFans who show lingerie onto full on nude.
Mhm.
So why? I don't understand why somebody would pay to hear somebody's opinions on wrestling on OnlyFans when you could go to an actual wrestler and get your money's worth.
Right.
If that's what you're looking for. Like, that's what you want. Like, I get it. Fuck, get that bag. But yeah, I agree with you. I don't understand the whole wrestling influencer was the term we came up with. The wrestling influencer craze. We don't get it.
I understand. Yeah, I don't understand that. I understand taking advantage of your following on Twitter and
Yeah.
OnlyFans. I get that. But just to only be on Twitter or only do the OnlyFans where you just talk, or the Patreon where you just talk or whatever, and charge like a lot of money for to hear you stuff that they can read you writing on Twitter for free, that doesn't make any sense.
I mean, and the thing with Patreon too, like, and Patreon I would understand. Like, you want to have a Patreon where you talk about wrestling and they pay like $5 and under, whatever, like not a big amount, you know,
Right.
then yeah, totally go for it. Like, fuck, if we were more on the ball with our content, we probably would do the same thing. But it would,
disadvantage.
if she wasn't disenchanted, we'd probably do the same thing. But at the same time, you have to realize, like, if you're charging like $15 to $20 a month for that, or an OnlyFans where let's be honest, OnlyFans is mainly for porn or sex work, which is great. Good for them. If you're charging $15 a month on OnlyFans and you're just sitting there in like your oversized sweatshirt being like, so guys, I watched AEW this week and this happened. Like, no. Or like,
I mean, if someone's stupid enough to pay it, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess whatever. But like, I don't know.
I don't get it.
I don't know. Does everyone that signs up for these people, do they know that's what they're paying for? Like, are they hoping that they're gonna see a titty somewhere? Like,
like during the conversation, she just starts taking it off. Like, or like, part of me wonders, are we like not in the, like, is that just a front kind of a thing? And like, you pay the money and then you can ask this whoever
for
the
like
person is,
private men
and
that's
women.
true.
Like, is that, are we missing the boat here? Like,
That makes sense. Maybe that's like the basic content, and
yeah,
then you can ask. Could
for
be
more, but like, I don't know. I just think the whole wrestling influencer thing is so fucking stupid.
It's very weird.
So stupid. Like, it's so funny because like people are gonna be like, but you guys are kind of wrestling influencers. Well, Jen's not on Twitter, and I don't want to be. Like, I literally talk about anything.
Yeah.
I barely talk about wrestling anymore. So I don't think I could be considered that anymore. I don't think so. No. Really, if you still follow me, I don't know why. Like, I'm kind of lame.
I don't know. I just feel, I don't know.
And you know what's funny? Okay, this has kind of a rant. So, like, I'll get a bunch of followers. And I'm like, oh, I must have done something right. And then if I say one bad thing about AEW, it drops all the way back down. I'm like, what the fuck? And even, here's the thing, is I don't even say anything that bad. I just say stuff like constructively. Like, constructive criticism. You know, I saved my bitchy, piffy self for this. And I'll say like one like constructive thing, and everybody's like, "Oh my god, how dare you? What's wrong with you?" Like, fuck. Okay, so that leads into number 2. Why can't you have a fucking opinion in wrestling anymore? Like, people have this idea that like, if you don't like AEW, then fuck you. You want wrestling to die. Like, I had somebody tell me earlier this year, I was like, listen, I don't watch AEW, I think it's stupid, whatever. And this guy was like, oh, so you want these people not to have jobs?
Oh my god.
And I'm like, no. Like, no. No. I did not say that. I just said, you know, like, and that's the thing. If we've said it before, and we'll say it again. If the elite, we'll say, was not involved, we would probably watch it. We probably would. Like, if they were not involved at all, and it was like John Moxley and like Aleister Black and people like that heading a company,
ex-WWE
ex-WWE people. Like, we would probably watch it, but I can't fuck with that. Sorry. And it's like, if you say anything constructively, people are like, oh, so you want everybody to go hungry. No. Like, no. Like, nobody's saying that. So I just think it's so stupid that it's like, or WWE goes the same way. Like, you say something about like anti-WWE and people are like, oh, so you hate WWE. Well,
no, they don't say that. They go, oh, so you're an AEW. No.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, and then if you say no, they're like, oh, so you hate WWE. And it's like, no, I don't watch either. Like, I watch SmackDown. That's it. Like, I watch SmackDown. Everything else I watch, I have to pay for. So no. Am I a little bitter about it? Yeah, actually, I kind of am. A little bitter that I have to pay for everything else I watch. But it's just ridiculous to me that, like, that is the base fucking thing, is like, oh, so you watch AEW? You like AEW? Well, no. And then people kind of give you this very confused look. Like, this very confused, like, what? I'm like, I watch other stuff. I watch Impact. Well, Impact isn't that good. I'm like, actually, it's really good, but okay. Sure. Sure, Jan. Then they're like, oh, I watch GCW. Oh, you watch death matches? Well, that's not all death matches, but okay. Like, but then if you say something bad about AEW, they're like, oh, so you want them to shut down and people won't have jobs then? Excuse me? What? Like, nobody said that.
Right.
Yeah, nobody said that, but okay. Or they're like, oh, well, you're just sucking Vince McMahon's dick. He's a capitalist. And Tony Khan isn't. Like,
Yeah.
like, I'm sorry. Like, you do realize they're one and the same, right? Like, you realize that, right? Like, one just puts a prettier face on it. That's literally the only difference.
Yep.
Like, it's just stupid. It is so stupid. And like, I understand, because at one point this year, I was so disenchanted with all of it. I was like, this is fucking stupid. Why? Like, this is stupid. And I think my thing was that, like, I had to kind of just watch wrestling without even being on Twitter. Because it almost feels like when you're watching wrestling while you're on Twitter, it's like, it's a fucking cesspool. It's just a fucking cesspool. And everybody's fucking complaining. And again, that's why I watch Impact. Because on Impact, like, people aren't out there showing their asses. Like, just stop. Just stop. Like, come on, people. It's just wrestling. It's literally just wrestling. Like, as much as I enjoy it, it's just wrestling, guys. And really, I enjoy it because, like, the actual wrestlers, like, I'm not loyal to a company. Like, I'm not loyal to any company. Like, Impact could, I don't know, Impact could do something, and there'd still be wrestlers I enjoy on there. I think yeah, it's just stupid. And I think a lot of the disenchantment does come from the fans. No offense to the people listening, but it does come from the fans.
I think part of mine too is just the last year or so of my life has been like
Crap.
And it's just kind of like, I don't want to deal with that too. And I was like, yeah.
No. It's like wrestling's an escape, and like,
right. And it's
when
not
you
fun
get
anymore.
yeah, it's not fun anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, next topic. I'm sick of speculation. Speculation is getting, I can't do it anymore. Like, just because Meltzer says something doesn't mean it's real. They're like, well, Dave Meltzer said. I'm like, well, Dave Meltzer could suck my non-existent dick. I don't care. I don't care what Dave Meltzer says. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't care what he says. I don't give a fuck about Meltzer. Like, who cares? And it's getting to the point now where it's like, people take it almost like the Bible. Like, with the Wrestling Observer newsletter comes out, they're like, oh, well, Meltzer said in the newsletter this was gonna happen. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what Meltzer says. Like,
Right.
who cares? I don't care. Like, and the problem is, though, like, you'll say, perfect example, I'm like, I don't want Wyndham to go to AEW, I want him to go to Impact. And then you get like 3 people going, oh, well, Dave Meltzer says. And I'm like, what does Meltzer know? Because apparently my psychic abilities know more than Meltzer, because he's not on AEW. So, okay. Fucking Meltzer. And it's just getting ridiculous at this point, because, like, you know, funny story, I think Meltzer is like the first ever, like, was the first fan who made himself into like a fucking influencer.
That's true.
Yeah, everybody wants to be Dave Meltzer now. Everybody wants to be Meltzer. Everybody wants to have connections in the business now. Like, I'm gonna be honest, guys, we really have no connection. Like, we know people, but I'm not gonna ask them about shit. Like, I'm not asking anybody about shit. Like, I could probably ask people, but I'm not. because I'm not going to embarrass myself at all. Like somebody was like, "Oh my god, you guys could get guests on your podcast," and I was like, "Okay," and they're like, "Yeah, all you gotta do is ask them." I'm like, "No, no,
Immediately no.
immediately no." That sounds horrible.
That should be the name of this episode. Immediately no.
Immediately no. Yeah, no. Like, I'm not. There's people I would be comfortable asking, but I'm not asking. Like, LaGreca would probably be the only person I would ask, because he'd be like, "Yeah, sure, whatever. When do you want to record? Here, okay. Like that one we know could happen.
Right.
Anything else, I'm like, I am not. Even if they said, "Oh, not this week," I'd be like, "Oh God, they hate me." Like they could be like, "Oh, hey, this week's not a good week. How about next week?" And I'd be like, "Oh my God, they hate me. They're gonna cancel. I can't look that far out. They're gonna cancel." I'm like the person who doesn't give a fuck, but deep down they're like, "Oh God, they hate me." Like, I'm that person. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. They can think whatever they want. I'm like, "Oh God, they hate me." Oof. Ooh. Yeah. So yeah, that's but yes, I don't want to be the next Meltzer. Jen really doesn't want to be the next Meltzer. No,
Nope.
we really don't. Like it's not fun for us. No. Hell no. Fuck no. No. So yeah. Basically wrestling Twitter just sucks. And if you learned about us from wrestling Twitter, hi. But it sucks. And y'all probably agree with us. Like, there's days where I'm like, I can't do this shit right now. Or like, okay, one last rant about wrestling Twitter, because this is like our huge rant. But the fans who literally embody the song "Stand," I can't fucking do it. I can't do it. Like, there's one. And we had this conversation before, and I'm not going to say who this person is because I don't, but they like a wrestler so much, and I like this wrestler as well, but then they'll say something and I'll be like, "It's not that deep." Wait, what? What? Excuse me? So like, okay. So perfect example, somebody has a baby and they're like, "Oh, well, Liv Morgan, look at my baby. Look at my baby, Liv Morgan." And it's like, Liv Morgan doesn't care. Like, she don't care. She don't care about your baby. She might be the nicest person in the world, but she don't give a fuck about your baby. I don't give a fuck about your baby. No offense. Like, cool. Glad your wife shot a baby out her cooch. Like, what do you want me to say? I'm not saying anything bad about the baby. I'm sure the baby's precious. But why the fuck do you gotta go on Twitter and be like, "Becky Lynch, look at my baby"? Like, why? I don't get it. I don't get it. And I'm like, maybe that goes back to trying to make yourself famous. I don't know. But like, I don't fucking get it. Or like, even people who are like loosely into wrestling, they'll do it too. And I'm like, why? Like, I don't understand. Like, I'm very confused right now. Just put it this way. Yeah, we're gonna go into a different. It has part to do with another rant we're doing, but like, don't be psychotic, please. Please don't.
Too late.
Like,
for a lot of people.
y'all, come on. It's not that serious. I mean, there's certain people that, like, if they unfollowed me on Twitter, I'd probably be, like, really torn up about, but, like, I wouldn't care that much. I'd be like, yeah, I'm kind of annoying. I get it. Like, I totally get it. I'd unfollow myself if I could. Totally would. I don't know how this one's my friend still. I'm very vexing. I am. I don't know how she's my friend still.
I don't think you're annoying.
I can be.
Although I don't really look at Twitter very much, so maybe you're.
I
annoying
really,
on
but
Twitter,
here's
I
the
don't
funny
know.
thing is, like, I don't say much.
Oh.
Like, my last tweets were like, I iced Christmas cookies. Be like, "Hey guys, have you ever seen this movie?" And everybody's like, "Shut up, Nikki, just shut up." I'm like, "Hey guys, Did you know Bray's gonna be at WrestleCon?
Oh my gosh.
Bray / Wyndham's gonna be at WrestleCon. Did you know that? They're like, yeah, we know. Okay. Yeah, they're like, oh, okay, cool. Glad we're cool. Really, that's how controversial I am, guys. I'm like, hey guys, have you seen this Christmas movie before? I've seen it. Hold on, we're gonna read my last couple tweets, even with the Christmas movie. I don't care. I retweeted something about the Chargers. Somebody asked who was the biggest homegrown male stars to come out of the Performance Center, and I said Baron and Braun. I also said Drew McIntyre does not need to have another Universal title shot. Yeah, guys, I'm really not saying anything controversial here. You know what? I retweeted Sami Zayn on the bump saying I have to laugh or else I would cry. And I'm like, yeah, that is a move. That is a move. Like, I felt that one deep. Like, yeah. That Sami Zayn, we're on the same page. All three of us, her included. We have to laugh or else we'd be crying. All right, so our next one is everybody got fucking fired. Like, everybody we liked is gone.
A lot of them seem really happy about it now, though. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of them seem happy now, but at the time, like, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, including Wyndham. How could you fire that man? God, I could never fire him. I'd look at him and be like, God, you're so fucking cute. I can't fire you. Like, fire Austin Theory. Fire that guy. I can't fire this guy. Look at him. He's precious. His little face. How could you fire him? I couldn't. If we had a wrestling company, Jen would have to fire him. Because I couldn't do it. I'd be like, oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you're sorry? Okay. Okay. We're fine. Everything's fine, guys. Everything's fine. He's not fired. Look at his face. You can't fire him. Yeah, fire somebody else.
Oh my gosh.
Let's be right. Like, I couldn't do it. I don't know how Vince does it. Some of these people, I'm like, they're fucking.
He doesn't
horrible.
do it. That's the whole point. He doesn't do it.
It's Johnny Ace who does it. That's right.
Over the phone.
Okay, fuck Johnny Ace for one. Not even Wyndham got a text message. Ooh, spicy. You know they hate you when they don't even call. They're like, bitch, you're fired. Aw. At least when I got fired from my job, they did it in person,
Oh gosh. I think
I'm
I'd
like
rather be
Wyndham.
fired on the phone.
Yeah, because I did have a kind of a little breakdown.
Actually, no,
What
I would
happened?
take text message because I don't like face to
I
face.
don't like, yeah, it's like, we don't like human
voice to
interaction.
phone. No, just text me.
Just send like a voice memo. Be like, hey, by the way, don't show up tomorrow.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Wyndham got fired. And that was the hardest one for us this year.
Mojo was upsetting for me.
Okay,
But he's really
for
happy
me-
now.
For me, that was the hardest one. Mojo was hard too. That was number 2 for the hardest one.
And the
Because I was
Iconics.
like, oh, that's number 3. And let me tell you guys, when Mojo got fired, I literally was like, how could you fire him? He's so much fun. Like, come on. What? Like, literally every time a name's announced, I'm like, how could you fire them? They're this. Like, how? I don't get it. This is probably why I can't be anybody's boss, because I'd be like, they're so cool though. I can't do that. They seem like so much fun. Yeah. So anyway, everybody was fucking fired. I rated a 0 out of 10. Would not recommend. And then like the fact that they're like, oh, we have budget issues, budget cuts. We have to cut, guys. We have so many things to spend all of our billions of dollars on, but they're like, fuck you, Wyndham. I know you made us money, like a lot of money, but fuck you. You know how much money how much money I put into there? Me alone.
That's true.
And I'm not even the craziest of the Bray Wyatt crazies. The rest of them, whew. Y'all think I'm crazy? No.
Think again.
Think again. My brother was like, you're the craziest Bray Wyatt fan. I was like, oh, really? And I showed him some tweets and he goes, I stand corrected. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, you do, buddy. Yeah. I'm tame compared to some of these people. So you know what? The fact that you would fire him, Mojo fucking Rawley, who's like precious, that's like firing a baby seal. How do you fire a baby seal? You can't. And then
oh my god, that's totally off topic, but I was scrolling through TikTok today and somebody was making seal steak. And I wanted to cry.
I want to cry now. Why would you say this?
Because it was horrifying. Like, I was scrolling and I heard them say something about seal and I thought, wait a minute. And I scroll back and literally they were like filleting it. They were like filleting it and they were going to make oil from it.
That's how they make lard. I don't eat lard for that reason.
How did they get it? How would a normal person in the United States get a seal?
I don't think you get it from the United States. Anyway. Thanks, Jen.
States.
Thanks.
It's horrible. Sorry. Fuck people that eat seal. Go ahead.
Yes. I don't know why people hate animals so much.
Fuck people that eat seal. Fuck people that put these sad dog videos on TikTok.
Oh God.
Where they're putting their dogs to sleep and all that shit. Have you not seen that?
Okay.
Like the dog's last day on Earth and you're making a video of it and posting it on TikTok.
And then it's me at 3 a.m. sobbing.
Yeah, and then like the people, and I know they're doing it for good. I know they are, that show the dogs in the animal shelters and stuff. I know it's a good thing, but I don't want to see that either.
You know what the worst is? The worst is when it's people whose babies died. And then they show a video of their baby in the ICU. And I'm just sitting there like, or like a grandma, like a little old grandma, their little hair, she's in the ICU. And I'm like, how?
Or like that, what the sound that plays that "Wake Me Up Before You Go" and then it stops and there's a person or an animal that's dead, that's missing.
I almost made a TikTok about that with all of our WrestleMania videos, and then the stop would just be me sitting here like,
oh, that would be
and then, but you know what? Here's the thing though, is I sit here and I cry thinking about it. I cry thinking about that. So I'm like, oh, like it'd be like the video of me hugging Wyndham and like us partying in New Orleans, and it's like stop, and I'm like, oh God, I'm tearing up thinking about it.
That's
guys.
a good idea, but it's better than a dying dog or a dying grandma. Like I don't want to see that.
Especially if we go on year 5, I'm going on a sad TikTok journey.
Seriously, fuck the people on TikTok that post that shit. I go on there to have fun or have happy tears. I don't go on there to look at animals' last day on Earth. First of all, why, if you love that dog that much, why would you want to? Why? I don't understand. Why do you want to film them being put to sleep? I don't get it. You should be sitting there comforting your dog, not filming it. Like, that doesn't.
We're having somebody else film it. No.
What's wrong with you people?
How dare you treat dogs that way? Or babies. Babies in the ICU. Stop.
Why are you posting that online? Don't do that.
Why? God. What the fuck's wrong with you? How dare you? Like puppies and babies, you just no. Listen,
the ones where that quote that's like, "If tomorrow starts without me" or whatever, and it's the little old dogs. Oh, I can't.
Yes, don't even start, girl. No, just no. Anyway, now that we've had our cry break for the fucking day.
Oh my God.
Anyway, so I lost my train of thought. Wyndham got fired. You know what? Here we go. I made a TikTok about that too. I can't play the song though because there's a song and it fits so well. So well. I may have to post that and be like, this is my fucking TikTok of the year, baby. So Wyndham got fired, and I blame a lot of people for this. A lot of people. Alexa Bliss, Johnny Ace, Vince McMahon, Kevin Dunn,
Nick
Khan.
Rant.
Yeah, you know what? First off, had she had not waltzed her ass into the storyline, none of this would have happened. None of it. That poor man was subjected to that. And you know how I know this? Because what was Abby the Witch's final line on WWE TV before he disappeared and got fired? Fuck that bitch. True story. And how many times on the podcast had I said that months before? Probably 87. Like every episode, I think I said, fuck that bitch. Literally. Fuck that bitch. And he got caught on fire. Like, why would you catch him on fire? Like, why? I don't get it. What's the fucking point? And then he goes out because Randy Orton, we're like, oh my god, remember he's gonna redeem himself from losing to Randy Orton when he had the stupid bugs in the ring. And we're like, yes, this is it. We're gonna do it. And then Alexa fucks it up. Yeah. And she tried to play spooky, and she's not.
No.
I'm a little bitter about this still.
Became a subset of porn.
She became like child age play porn with like goth girl. Like a girl. Plus, okay, this may be from last year, but let's just bring it up. The fact that I agreed with Kim Orton on the fact that girlfriend was pinning him with her vagine right over his dick. I'm sorry, if that was my husband, I'd be like, I wouldn't even tweet it. I'd just be at the back door like, oh, so we're gonna fight today. We chose violence today? I mean, wouldn't you if that was your husband?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like her.
If anything, if it was Jen's husband, she'd call me. And I would do it. And she'd be like, you know why? I'd be like, yeah. We're gonna fight today.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, so I blame her. Even though people are like, don't blame Alexa. He probably wanted her in the storyline. Okay, well, you know what? That's gonna be on the list of Wyndham's bad ideas. Because there's a list of bad choices that he has made, in my opinion. And that's gonna be towards the top. That's towards the top. So then, the fact that they're like, oh, she's the new Fiend now. And it's like, and like, why? Because you can't come up with an idea. Then you have to fire the guy who made the idea and then have her come out. Which, by the way, I kind of felt bad for her at a point, but I kind of don't because I chanted Wyndham when I saw her. So, you know. Anyway, that this bitch went out there and how many people went after her ass every time she came out after he got fired?
That's true.
So, I blame you. Secondly, I blame Nick Khan because Nick Khan is part of the problem. This fucker over here is the one who wanted to fire all these people. How? I don't get it. Why do you want to fire fucking anybody? Like, honestly, that is one of the reasons why wrestling kind of got disenchanting, is because the fact if you watch WWE, they could be fired next week. You don't know who's going to be there still. I mean, at this point, if Austin Theory is taking Roman Reigns' spot, Roman Reigns could possibly get fired at this point.
It's true.
Then what? Y'all think I'm kidding? Everybody's expendable. And then I blame Johnny Ace because Johnny Ace is a sexist fucking pig. He's the one who likes bra and panties matches. Yeah. So he is fired because I would fire his ass. He's a sexist fucking pig. And you know what? He was the one who sent the text message. He sent the text message. So I would text him and be like, fuck you. And go fuck yourself. And if you really want to see women degrading themselves, go on like YouPorn or something. And even then, they have the right to, because that is their body. They can do whatever the fuck they want. So, fuck you, bye. And then Kevin Dunn, Bucky Bucktooth looking motherfucker, fired. He probably was like, oh, we can't have the Fiend here. We can't do it because I'm Kevin Dunn and I got fucking buck teeth and I'm fucking Kevin Dunn. And like another reason why you can't watch WWE, because the camera angles are like constantly changing. Perfect example. They missed Edge's first spear back.
That's true.
Because Kevin Dunn is a fucking idiot. He's fucking stupid. And you know what? For everybody like, oh, Nikki, I don't know if you could do much better. I could. In my sleep. Listen, like in my sleep, I could be like, hey, keep that camera on there. He's going to do something. Duh. Like,
to be following his every move.
I mean, he just came back after 10 years. No, let's just pan over here now. No! The fuck? Like, I'm not like the smartest tool in the shed, and even I know. Like, hey, don't fucking do that. Like, duh. Fuck. And then, oh, this is from last year, but I'm still pissed off about it. How dare you fire IRS on tax day? How dare you? First off, what the fuck? Second off, you couldn't have waited one day. It is April 15th. You're gonna fire the man on April 15th. And he's old. He's old. What are you gonna do? He's like 60-something years old. He could have a heart attack. Oh, love of God. And then they fired Kurt Angle. I mean, Kurt Angle, what was he doing? But they fired Kurt Angle. I don't get it. I don't get it. Somebody explain it to me like I'm stupid, because I don't get it. Like, literally, you could make so much money with people you just fucking fired, but then you kept Austin Theory. Who,
well,
like,
okay.
had...
Okay, because Tony Khan just took everyone.
Yeah, Tony Khan just took everybody.
And now he can't put anybody, he doesn't put anybody on TV, but, you know, the elite, so.
It's fine, guys. It's fine.
Savior.
Yeah, he's the savior, but it's fine, guys. Don't worry. Don't worry, guys. It's Miro Day somewhere. Don't worry, guys. I'm sure, you know, Sean Spears is doing great. What the fuck? Like, it makes me laugh when people are like, how could somebody go to Impact? How could somebody go to the other place? Because you ain't gonna be on TV. You're gonna have the same fucking problem you had at the other place. Like literally it's me just holding my head like they're not that much better. They're not. And yeah. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I have no idea what to do in that situation. But let's talk about the fact that New Japan's quality has gone to shit. Should we talk about that? Because, guys,
Sure.
Spoiler alert, I'm not watching Wrestle Kingdom this year.
Oh, wow.
I know. This is like the first time in 8 years that I have not watched Wrestle Kingdom.
Oh, why not?
Because it's shit. Because it's not even good. Okay. They're kind of have Vince McMahon syndrome right now, where it's like nobody wants Ospreay to be there, but they're pushing Ospreay. Why? Who fucking knows? Okay, this is the caveat to this conversation, though. New Japan Strong, which is all of the guys who kind of live in the US, is actually pretty good. So there is a caveat. The New Japan Strong stuff, it's actually really good, but I feel like nobody watches it. Yeah. But Jay White's on there too, so there's kind of a reward to watching that, because Jay White's on there, and you know, Jay's looking good lately. But literally all of the matches at Wrestle Kingdom are just like, okay. And I'm gonna catch slack for this, but Shingo Takagi has been underwhelming as a champion. Like, that was a bold choice to have Shingo Takagi be your champion going at Wrestle Kingdom, but what do I know? It almost feels like now that New Japan kind of is pushing their their worldwide fans just kind of away. Like, they copyright claimed a lot of people just for posting a GIF of wrestling. Not even a video, not even anything with sound. Just like, here's a GIF, and they're like, oh, can't do that. So, yeah. People are very, I don't know. People are very just kind of confused of what the fuck's going on. And, you know, it's just not, I tried watching it and I just can't get into it anymore. Like, I don't think they're booking it for people in the United States anymore. I think that era is over. It is no longer undisputed. So, it kind of sucks too. Like, New Japan was good. They had a good run. And the pandemic fucked it. Big time. And also, GCW just kind of slid right into their spot. So, yeah. Let's talk about the fact that the pandemic is back. We have to rant about that because it's back. It never went away, but it's like back. And there's rumors that all the wrestling companies are kind of like, oh god, what are we gonna do, kind of a thing. And it's like, oh, guys, what do we do? What the fuck? I can't do this anymore. Okay, I can't do this anymore. I can't.
It's gonna happen again.
Can you stop?
Not necessarily that, but like,
I'm looking at you right now like, I swear to God. I'm not optimistic about anything, and I'm trying to be optimistic right now. But yeah, guys, I don't know. I don't know. And the sad part is, like, I feel like wrestling Twitter got 10 times worse because fans couldn't go. So it's like, what happens if it goes back?
oh no.
Oh no is right. It's gonna be bad, guys. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I'm fucking sick of this pandemic. I know it hasn't gone. Believe me. And I've worn a mask this whole time. So, I am well aware of it hasn't left. I am well aware of this fact. So, the only other thing we can rant about is the fact that people got fucking fired. I have to go back. I'm so sick of people getting fired. I'm sick of it. Sick of it. I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. Like, I don't know. At this point, you just look at people and you're like, you're going to be fired next week. You're getting fired. Fuck, they'll probably fire Liv Morgan in 3 months.
Oh, that's possible.
I hope I'm not a psychic on that one. Please be the one time my psychic abilities are incorrect. But the bad part is I have a good track record with this kind of stuff.
Hey, she might just be fine with that and go live on her farm and make her
Good for
soap.
her. I want to try some of that soap, but it's really pricey.
What's it called?
I think it's Live More. Something like that. I don't know. But yeah, it's a little pricey. But yeah, I'm kind of sick of people getting fired and then they open pro wrestling tee stores and then like pro wrestling tees gets hacked and then they don't say anything and then people's cards are compromised because they bought a CM Punk shirt.
Oh, we can forget about that. You were talking about that earlier. All this build up to CM Punk and he's done nothing.
Oh yeah, that was yes, guys. CM Punk has done nothing. Don't they look stupid now? Remember when they're like, oh my god, if CM Punk comes back, wrestling's gonna be so much better. Girl, they haven't drawn any more than they have before.
It's less, isn't it?
Oh, it's about the same, if not less. So, like, yeah. To me, that's just like I don't know. And this is coming from somebody who's I'm not objective, but at the same time, I'm not like blind to this. Yeah, they're beating NXT, which NXT fucking blows now. So that's not hard. But at the same time, like, if CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Adam Cole, and all of those, and Aleister Black, if they can't move your needle that much, what are you doing wrong? Like, what are you doing?
It's true.
Like, GCW does really good. Fucking Impact. I mean, yeah, the ratings are not the same as fucking AEW, but if they had a better TV network, they'd probably be better. Like, I don't understand. Part of me wonders is, remember how like 2 years ago everyone's like, oh my god, it's the renaissance of wrestling, wrestling's coming back, wrestling's this, and maybe we were all lied to. Like, I don't think wrestling is that as popular as people say, you know. I mean,
Right.
SmackDown can still pull 2 million, but that's SmackDown, and that's on Fox. And I just wonder, like, you're not pulling that many people, and then you bring in CM Punk. The shoe has got to drop at some point. Like, you're pouring that much money in. Fuck, they gotta be paying CM Punk fucking a shit ton of money. Like, he ain't doing it for free. So at what point do you look at your investments and go, because we know Tony, this isn't like a passion, I mean, it's a passion project, but at some point his dad is going to be like, hey, I gotta pull money out if you don't start bringing results here. Then again, they do own the Panthers, so they don't know when to quit. So, like, at what point, what is going to, I mean, this is me saying it from what would move the needle. I mean, Bischoff kind of said it, like, you have CM Punk and you're only having 875,000 views.
And that's only who all the fans have been chanting for the last, how many years?
10 years, 15
Yeah.
years, 12 years, something like that. Like, really, I'm very, I don't know. It's very weird to me. It's very strange that part of me wonders, are they a company where it's like, oh, if we just sign this person, this will do it. Or if we just sign this person, this will do it. And coming from somebody who, I enjoy hour-long matches, but the general public doesn't.
The casual person.
The casual person, like, I'll sit and watch an hour-long match. I don't give a fuck. Like, sure, why not? But, like, even at some points in that hour-long match, I'm gonna be, like, checked out. But I'm still I'll still watch, but, like, I'm gonna check out at some point. Like, and I'm not saying, 5-minute matches are the answer, but, like, an hour. And I've heard it was a great match, and good for them. I mean, Hangman and Danielson, yeah, that I could see that. But I don't think people. It's kind of funny because people in the wrestling Twitter universe are all like, "Oh my god, AEW is so famous. They're so famous. They're doing all these things." But in reality, I don't think anybody who will, like, casually watch wrestling even knows what AEW is. Same with Impact. I'm not saying it just was AEW only, but, like, Impact, GCW, Ring of Honor,
Right.
whatever. They're not gonna know. And part of me wonders is, like, did people like 2 years ago kind of lie about, oh, wrestling's in this renaissance, the wrestling's gonna be this and it's gonna be that, but, like, we all kind of lied to ourselves? Did we all kind of lie to ourselves, guys?
Yes.
I think so. Because Nothing's really changing other than Raw's ratings, which are tanking, but nothing's really changing. And I think a lot of this is going to be, it's going to show that Tony Khan and Vince McMahon are the same because they're not going to change course. They're not going to change course. They're going to keep going the way they're going. And I mean, it shows because look at WrestleMania. They haven't sold out. There's still plenty of seats left. Which kind of like, hey, if we do end up going, like, we could probably get $20 tickets to Mania both nights. Like, we could probably get some cheap tickets. I'm just going at it from my pocketbook here. I could probably go for $20, you know? So, but you gotta at that point wonder, like, I think we were all lied to, and we were lying to ourselves that we're like, oh my god, we're gonna be like mainstream guys. And to a point, some wrestlers are a mainstream, but it's not AEW wrestlers. Like it's Becky Lynch and Roman Reigns and Bianca Belair. Like you don't see Kenny Omega on the Tonight Show doing an interview. You don't see Cody Rhodes on the Today Show.
That is true.
You don't. Like, you'd ask Hoda Coffee, like, hey, do you know who Cody Rhodes is? She'd probably be like, no. Who is that? I don't know who that is. So I think we were all lied to. So I think that we've all been lied to. Anyway, I think that's enough for our ranting. I have one non-wrestling thing we can talk about, not in a rant though. Guys, I'm super pumped about this. They're doing the people who did the Lula Rich documentary on Amazon are doing one about the Duggars and their cult.
No.
Let me tell you, I was like, oh my god, I've waited 10 years of my life for this. This is like CM Punk coming back to me. I'm like, whoo, this is exciting. Guys, they're gonna expose a cult. You know I love exposing cults. This is exciting. We'll have to, it's supposed to come out next year, so we'll have to watch it and do like
okay.
We'll have to watch it because oh baby. But like I told my mom about this and she was like, oh, that's interesting. She's like, but wouldn't you know all the stuff already? I'm like, I know, but having everybody else know about it, so I'm not the weirdo talking about a cult, is gonna be so much better.
That's a good point.
It is, because everyone's like, oh my god, Nikki. I'd be like, yeah, I know, I've been saying this for like 10 years and nobody was really listening. So, you know, we still have to do that episode about cults. You know, I'm primed and ready for it. God, I love cults. But yes, guys, I think we're just gonna have, again, we were lied to about wrestling coming back, and I think shit's got to change though next year.
I don't know.
Like really,
hopefully then I cannot be as
cynical.
Yeah.
Because you are cynical like me now. I don't know. I think next year, maybe that's what we'll talk about next week, is what we want to see next year. Because let me tell you, if somebody told me December 22nd last year of all the shit that happened this year, I'd be like, you're fucking lying. Like, don't lie. You're like, oh, Wyndham's fired. What? Wait, we're calling him Wyndham? What? Wait, what? They're like, oh, you know how Braun Strowman's main eventing? He's gonna get fired. Yeah. And they're like, hey, you know CM Punk's gonna come back? Excuse me? Yeah, but it's not gonna be good.
NXT, totally got it.
NXT, gone. You're like, you know NXT? Yeah. No more. It's, you know, TakeOver? Yeah, not anymore. Like, we would have been like, are you fucking serious?
Oh, man.
Like, we would not have gotten that. And they'd be like, oh, Effie and Danhausen are going to be, like, some of your favorite wrestlers. And I'd be like, I like them, but they wouldn't be my favorite. Now I'm like, oh, my God, Effie and Danhausen. Yeah. Effie's just entertaining, though. Girl, I have to send you. So Allie Katch and Effie are they're tag team name is Bussy. Y'all know what that means. And guess what their theme song is?
What?
WAP. Yeah. I'm like, somebody call Jen. We need to see this in person. Because this is too good. This is too good. For 3 years ago, this show would have been like, fuck yes. But then again, WAP wasn't out 3 years ago. But you know what? 3 years ago, we were like, yes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
How times have changed.
Pre-pandemic, us would have like, ooh. Us now are like, that is entertaining, but I'm
Just show me a
cynical.
video.
My life means nothing.
Just show me a video on YouTube.
Yeah, it was nice. That's nice. God, guys, we've aged like 20 years and like 2. We're like, God, guys, let's just talk. The last time she was here, she's like, I'm old.
I am.
You're like, I'm old, and I'm like, I'm trying to recapture my youth. Okay.
I think that's what I was doing like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah,
I'm just like, no.
I was like, God, why is she like this? And now I'm like, oh my God, I'm trying to recapture my youth. I'm dying. I'm old. What's wrong with you?
It's horrible.
I know. It's terrible. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Just sitting here, just and then I watched some stupid video on TikTok and I laugh and I'm like, okay, I feel better now. I'm like, I feel better now. I'm gonna watch some stupid video of like a dog playing a keyboard or something and be like, okay, I feel better. Yes. So anyway, guys, hopefully next year isn't as shitty as this year was. By a long shot. Hopefully we don't have to say 5 fucking years. Because then it's gonna be really shitty. For everybody who knows me. Literally everybody who knows me is gonna be like, I'm like, sorry guys. You can blame him. Because it's happening. The reckoning has started. But yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe next year will be better than we think. Who are we kidding? We said that last year. We did. We said that last year. And now Bray is Wyndham. And he doesn't have a job.
Hey, we did see each other this year.
We did. One time.
But
one time.
There was no times last year.
Yeah. One time. This year was 1, guys. Next year, hopefully, it's 2. Because, like, we can only go up from here.
That's true.
Yeah. But hopefully I can somehow get her ass to come to Texas and, like, it's not 5 fucking years and we can have a good time. Or somebody needs to come with me. God, at this point, somebody needs to go with me. I don't want to go alone. That's pathetic.
I don't think it's pathetic.
You're like, Nikki, look how far you.
I said you could have that Airbnb all to yourself, like a little vacation home for like ever how long you're there.
You'd be like, wow, Nikki, look how far the mighty have fallen.
No,
just sit there and be like, well, here we fucking are. Like, well, guess I'm getting murdered tonight. Guess I'm gonna get murdered. Yeah. Think about that, guys. Anyway, yeah, I gotta talk. I got a little bit of time to talk some people into going.
That's
because
true.
somebody needs to fucking go with me. God. And if not, I'm gonna be fucking crazy. Not really.
You should take your mom.
No.
Oh my god.
No. Because
hey, if your mom goes, I might consider going.
Wow, thanks. Like, wow, Nikki, you're so cynical and boring. But if your mom goes, yeah, I'll totally go.
And they totally, I think, might consider.
Wow. Guys, do you see this shit that I have to deal with? Do you see this shit I gotta fucking deal with?
Oh man. I
really?
love your mom.
Really? Fuck no. She would do what happened the first time we met Baron Corbin. She would take my whole meet and greet. I would wait this long and then my mom would ruin it.
No, I keep her. I hold her back somewhere.
She'd fucking ruin it. She would. And then I'd be like, Jen, this friendship's over. Like, at least for this moment. I need a break. We're on a break because you made me drag my fucking mother to Dallas. God, no. God, no. Fuck no. No, 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 no.
Oh man.
You could not pay me enough to make that happen. Because let me tell you, that would be the worst possible thing to ever happen in the history of everything that has ever happened. She would ruin it.
I know, but she's so
She
funny.
would say like something downright embarrassing.
She would. You're right.
She would.
She's like, "Where's your lantern?"
Yeah. She's like, "Did you bring the rocking chair and the lantern?" And I'd be like, "Oh my God. Do you know Roman Reigns? Do you know Roman Reigns? I like Roman Reigns. Do you know him?" And I'd just be like, 5 fucking years. 5 fucking years. Yeah, that would be my life, guys.
Oh my god.
Or like, yeah, the only other thing would be like, well, you know what? My guy friend who would possibly go wouldn't embarrass me because he didn't embarrass me with Adam Cole. So you know what? There's only certain people I trust with this experience, okay? Because like, I don't want anybody to go into business for themselves and be like, "Oh, Wyndham, let me talk to you," and then I get nothing. And then I'll be like, "Okay, I'm throwing hands. Here we go." Hey, at least this time we won't have a security guard to interrupt, right?
That's true.
Yeah. God, that pissed me off. That still does. Anyway. So guys, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate. If you don't celebrate, well, I guess I'm not this year either. So yeah. Merry Christmas, all that shit.
Oh my gosh.
Next week we're gonna talk about what we want to see next year and what would make us less disenchanted with life and wrestling. Maybe like a goals. We'll make our goals. I'm not gonna say resolutions because resolutions you always like.
Are these like realistic things or just what?
Well, like obviously, if you say I want to make $2 billion, like no.
Yeah, but if I say I want AEW to go under, and you know
that we gave that a 5-year process. We're only in year 3. Okay. Wait 2 more years and then you could do it.
Okay.
Remember, we said the week their show started, we'll give it 5 years. This is just year 3. They're going into 3. We got time. We got time, guys. But all of us, like everything we've said that was going to happen has happened. So we're going to make it work. But agreed, guys. We said this 2 years ago that it would be 5 years. Mm-hmm. If this show is still going or not, we'll just have a special episode and be like, we were right. We were right. Oops, we were right. And at this point, if you've listened to the show long enough, I don't know why you guys doubt my abilities. I mean, I guess I'm a psychic. Like, I've called a lot of shit that actually happened. Fuck, I booked half a match by myself.
That's true.
I did. Actually, more than half. It was about 75 to 80% of that match I called 2 weeks beforehand. So you know what? Either somebody's listening to the show or I'm a psychic. I have some kind of psychic abilities. Or as one of my friends said, you are the Wyndham Whisperer and just know what is going on in this man's mind. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on in my own mind. So good for, I mean, if that's the case, I know what's happening in his mind, but I have no clue what's happening in mine. And if that's the case, can somebody tell me what is happening in my mind? Because I don't know.
I would like that done for me as well.
Yes, please. Somebody tell us what is happening up here because I don't get it. Mm-mm. Half the time I think there's like, you know, those like monkeys with like the symbols. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like it's like that half the time. I'm like, I couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you what's happening up there. Either that or like I block it out.
Yeah, that's true too.
I think I block it out. All right, guys. So until next week, where is the last episode of this year? Crazy to think about. Bye.
Bye.
Hear that? Is that America cheering or a sausage patty sizzling to perfection? It's time to cheer for Egg McMuffin and fresh cracked eggs at McDonald's. It's time to wake up to the aroma of freshly baked biscuits and treat yourself to a real honest-to-goodness morning meal. Breakfast, it's on at McDonald's. Now get any breakfast sandwich for just $2. Available only through the app. Mobile order and pay available at participating McDonald's. McD app download and registration required.
While traveling, it's usually best to pack light. When it comes to money, carrying some cash and having an alternative like Zelle is a great idea. Zelle's an easy way to send and receive money with people you trust. At any U.S. bank, it's already in thousands of different banking apps, and it's money straight into your bank account in minutes fast. Look for Zelle in your banking app today. Safe travels.